Good afternoon, everyone. This is a English 4 class, so we're going to wait for just a second to hold. We're going to wait our classmates. So, meanwhile, we're going to start share our presentation. Okay, so we're going to start. This is our second module for the English level 4 for software engineering. So the main idea for today's class is to understand the topics for the module number 2. We are going to work on present continuous and prepositions of time. So just to remember, present continuous is a grammar structure that allows us to say that something is happening in a moment during the present and that we can still continue doing that thing or that action for a while. So, for example, when you say it's raining, you say that it is already happening, but it can continue going on for a while. So you can say it's raining, and you know that it's going to happen for at least half an hour. Well, a time that you uh, are like in advance. For example, I'm studying, and you know that you're studying and you are going to continue doing that thing or you are going to continue studying for a while. The structure that we follow for present continuous, we need to use the verb to be. So just to remember the verb to be in present, we use three conjugations for the verb to be, depending on the subject that we are going to use. Remember that verb to be conjugates for the first person, I, that in Spanish translate yo, in using am. So, I am. For the second person in singular and plural, you, we, and they, we are going to use are. And for third person, we are going to use is. So he is, she is, it is. Now, let's remember, I am, you are, we are, they are, he is, she is, it is. This is for the positive form. Negative form, just include the not at the end. And for questions, we're going to translate. We're going to move the verb to be at the beginning of the sentence. So remember this, that is the use of the auxiliary. In this case, we're going to use, for present continuous, we're going to use the verb be as an auxiliary. Then we are going to use the main verb of the sentence with ing. Let's remember this. We only add ing at the end of the main verb. So we had in here subject plus the auxiliary be plus the verb with ing. So, for example, I am, I am, then working. Yo estoy trabajando. So it is an action that you are doing, for example, at 9 in the morning and not 9 a.m. We say, I am working. Estoy trabajando a las 9 de la mañana. Okay? Now, if the verb ends with an E, like in this case, we are going to delete that E and add ing. Now, if we have a verb that includes consonant, vowel, plus consonant, we are going to double the final consonant and add ing. For swimming, swim, consonant, vowel, consonant, and we duplicate the consonant and add ing. So this is the structure for the affirmative form in present continuous. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Well, I was saying that we are going to see the structure for affirmative form for present continuous. So this is when something is really happening. We use the subject plus the verb to be with the conjugation am, are, is, plus the main verb of the sentence, that is work in this case, with the ing ending, and a complement. We were saying she is working in the office. That's easier. Okay, now we're going to move to the negative form. In this case, we're going to have just to add the particle note, the word note in here, to conform the negation. And the rest is exactly the same. Now we're going to move to the interrogative form. As I was telling you at the beginning, we are going to move the verb to be at the beginning of the sentence. So in this case, for example, am, we had I am. Now we are going to move it and conform the sentence am I, then working in the office, plus the question mark. That's how we are going to do it. Verb to be at the beginning, and at the end we add the question mark. So that's very, very easy. Now, if we have a WH question, that is the structure with the in which we have to ask for specific information, not questions that you can answer saying yes or no. But if you need more information, we are going to use these kind of questions. WH, what, that in Spanish translates qué, why, por qué, where, that translate dónde, and when, that translate cuándo. Then we have to add that WH question at at the beginning. So in this case, we are not going to have verb be at the beginning, but we're going to have, first of all, the WH question plus the verb to be plus the subject, the verb with the conjugation with the ing ending plus the question mark. Okay, I'm sorry for the interruption. I am going to check if someone is asking for help in here. Okay, so nobody in here. Okay, let's try to do an example in here. For example, we're going to say she because it's a little girl. I'm so sorry. Now is, now what is she doing? We're going to have the verb sleep, and we're going to add the ing. I'm so sorry for this. She's sleeping, you know? She is sleeping in her bed, for example. What are they doing? That's a question. What are they doing? I'm using this structure. What are they doing? So to answer that question, we can say they are. So we use the same information. For example, in here, I choose what are they doing. So to answer, we are going to use the same structure. They are and the verb swimming in the swimming pool. Okay, in case you have more doubts about this topic, you can ask me, or don't forget to check the material in the materials folder that we have in the unit 2. Okay, let's move to, okay, let's move to the prepositions of time. In this case, well, in Spanish, we have most of the prepositions of time, we use en. Let me show you how we write it. This translates or is equal in Spanish to en. You know, en mayo, a las 7 en punto, ¿sí? En la mañana, we use that expressions in Spanish. But in English, we have different expressions or different prepositions for depending of the expression. We have in, on, and at. All of these prepositions of time, we use them to talk about the time in specific moments of time. We use in to talk about months, for example, in May, in June, in December. But when we are talking about the month, we use them for seasons, like in winter, for years. When we have the number of the year, we in 2012, mm, in country or for cities, on specific moments of the day, for example, morning, afternoon, but we don't include night. For night, we use at, like in here. Okay, with on, and we have to just practice. Try to write as much sentences as you can for examples, or try to find more online exercises to work with this. Um, so you can learn by heart in which cases you use in or on or at. But this is a very complete chart that you can well, have to understand how to use the prepositions. So in terms of on, we are going to use them for specific dates and days. For example, on Friday or on this, on Father's Day, on New Year's Day, for specific like celebrations or carnivals, for example. Also, if we have the full date, not only the month like in here, but we have the date we are going to use on. Or let's say for example, streets, avenues, or like names of parts of the city. Uh, we use at for specific times. For example, when we're going to say an hour, we use at 7 o'clock, at 6:15, or quarter past six. mm, Specific places, but much specific than a street. Okay, and we use the at for when we are going to talk about night, not like in this, like in here. Okay, and those are our topics for today's class. I'm going to show you the activities that we are going to work on the second module. We're going to work on this that is called action script structure. And remember that in here we are working on grammar basis. And the content, well, sometimes you say it is not as modern, which is not a content that we are currently working. So don't worry about that. Just let's try to talk about that topic we using the correct grammar that we are going to, well, have in here. So in this case, we're going to talk about action script structure. The idea is that you are going to prepare an oral presentation, so you have to speak in your presentation by yourself. You have to explain an action script structure. You have to use at least 10 sentences using the topic explained in the module. Let's say the topics are these: prepositions of time, prepositional phrases, present progressive, um, and we're going to describe an action script structure. I know most of you know these structures using action script, so it's going to be a piece of cake for you. The presentation should be oral, so you have to record yourselves on camera. You can use screencast-o-matic, and but also you have to send me the text. So in the presentation, you could include the text that you're going to present, or you can add the text in here in this forum. And please don't send me longer videos. No more than 2 minutes are required for this activity. So thank you very much for considering me. And these are the criteria that we are going to take into account to grade your activity. Remember that with this activity that you post in this forum, you are going to work for the next part, that is the information sheet. This information sheet, I'm going to, you have to download the information sheet. In fact, I'm going to upload it right now to be sure that you can download the activity in the Word file. I'm checking here. Documents, here, English 4, and information sheet for action script. Uh, okay, so you download this Word file. In here, you download it, and you are going to complete the information that is asked in the Word file for each one of your classmates. So let's see the instructions. Put your classmate videos in this forum, then download the Word document and complete the information. You should present two information sheets. So you are going to complete this Word file twice, and you send me only one Word file with both presentations. Okay, and the final part is to present the quiz. Okay, everyone, and this has been all our video class for today. I hope this leads you very well. And remember that if you have any doubt about any topic of this model, you can send me an email through the platform, and I'm going to be replying your emails to guide you better through this process. Thank you very much for your support in this activity, and hope to see you soon. Goodbye.